I asked, "And should we also give what we owe to our enemies?" Polemarchus replied, "Certainly. We should give them what is due to them, and what is due to an enemy, I think, is something bad." I said, "So it seems Simonides, like many poets, spoke in a kind of riddle when talking about justice. What he really meant was that justice is giving each person what is proper to them, and he called that a debt." "Yes, that's what I believe he meant." "By the gods! If we asked him what is proper for medicine to give and to whom, what do you think he'd say? Medicine gives drugs, food, and drink to human bodies. And what does cooking give, and to what? Seasonings to food. Then what does justice give, and to whom?" I said. Polemarchus replied, "If we follow the same pattern, justice gives good things to friends, and bad things to enemies." "So that's what Simonides meant?" I asked. "That's what I think," said Polemarchus. Here we see the failures of the pagan thought of justice by human standards. Polemarchus claims that justice is doing good to friends and evil to enemies, based on what is owed or fitting to each. This is directly denied by Christ, who radically redefined justice. "You have heard that it was said, 'You shall love your neighbor and hate your enemy.' But I say to you, love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you." Matthew 5:43-44. St. John Chrysostom writes, "Nothing makes us so like God as being ready to forgive the wicked and to do good to those who hate us." In this, Christ utterly overturns the pagan idea that enemies are owed harm. Justice in God's kingdom is not retaliation, but redemption. Polemarchus defines justice as giving what is fitting to each person. Christianity affirms this in part, but radically transforms it. What is due to others is not based on worldly status, whether they are a friend or an enemy, but on divine love. "Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good." Romans 12:21. St. Augustine writes in City of God, "The real justice of man consists in this, that he lives not according to himself, but according to God." Understanding this, if man were to define justice outside of God, then man distorts it. True justice must align with God's will and imitate his mercy. Socrates cleverly uses analogies. Medicine gives drug to bodies. Cooking gives seasoning to food, to challenge the definition of justice as simply giving what is fitting. But we must consider, what is fitting for a soul? What is it that is truly owed to a person? The Christian answer is simple: mercy, truth, love, redemption. Be merciful, even as your Father is merciful. Luke 6:36. The Desert Father Abba Isaac taught, "Do not repay evil with evil, but show the love of Christ in your actions." So even if someone is your enemy, what is owed to them, if you are just, is not evil, but love that seeks their healing and redemption. And so we see clearly that this Greek worldview, even at its most moral, still allows for vengeance against enemies under the distorted banner of justice. But in Christ, justice is subordinate to charity. St. Thomas Aquinas teaches, "Mercy is the greatest of the virtues that relate to our neighbor." Even when someone is owed punishment by human standards, God's justice is always mingled with mercy. For judgment is without mercy to one who has shown no mercy. Mercy triumphs over judgment. James 2:13.